Hold on. Wait, unmute us. Good evening, good afternoon, or grand rising, wherever you may be joining us from. It's a wonderful. Oh, where am I coming from? Hold on. I can. Yep, it's fine. It's fine. It's live. We're live. Right, there we go. Sorry, no feedback. Yeah, when two worlds collide, this evening we have decided to discuss the four agreements, which some of you may have read or may have not, but I'm going to introduce James straight away because I don't know even if you've read it, James, have you?
I have not, but I have an understanding of the book, right? It's Toltec
Mhm.
wisdom from an indigenous Mexican tribe of people that preceded the
Yes,
Aztecs. And it's
nice.
kind of like a philosophy of life, a way of being to be more happy, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. I was introduced to it probably about 7 years ago. I was having a bit of a tough time. And wow, what a different way with those simple little things, just changing the way that you think about things can. Oh, honestly, I think that literally was the start of me changing my life to become a better person. Just putting those simple little agreements in, and then the Reiki and everything came after that. So
Right.
yeah, like I love it. I preach it. I preach it. I try and get people to read it as much as I can. But there's loads of information online. It's online. It is an audiobook or a video or somebody describing it or reviewing it. So if you've not already, I definitely recommend people to go and check it out 100%. So
Right.
I have got a couple of things I was going to share on the screen while we chat. I'm just going to put the actual four agreements up. Let's see. Like
Right. I have
just
several friends that definitely have the book. I've seen it on their shelves and they've talked about it and
mm-hmm.
said that they're like, James, the way you are, you should really read this book. I think it's something that you would really enjoy, as well as you have an understanding of a lot of it. And I think, or whatnot. And I don't know. I'm not a huge reader other than like on airplanes or in airports, etc. So,
No, I get that, absolutely. And these days in 2024, you can literally get all the information you need from YouTube, Google,
right.
other platforms, of course.
Yeah, like I
You
watched a
don't
10
have
minute
to.
synopsis video of the four agreements this morning.
There you go. There you go. So the first one is be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity, say only what you mean, avoid using the word to speak against yourself or
Lunchbox,
to
come here.
gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. And we have touched on this on previous podcasts with us, especially the be nice to yourself. That's
Yeah,
that's that's the life lesson that I officially took from James Collins because that also has changed the way that I am. I'm not that, oh, rah, Zoe, you've made a mistake. I'm like, chips a daisy, silly wee me. And it's,
right.
when your heart chakra's more open, you're not like, rah. So yes, this ties
It's
in with
so
that
important. It's
completely.
so important. Like um, the movie Scarface, I'm sure a lot of our viewers or your viewers have seen it. And Tony Montana says, I only have two things. I have my word and my balls, and I'm not going to break them for anybody.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. Exactly. And I was like yourself, I kind of had to refresh myself with a wee video earlier on. And it also ties in with the whole spelling words, and it's not just writing down words, it's actually saying something to somebody. And there was an example that I'd seen that chaps at work, the dad's been at work all day, he's had a really hard time at work, and he's got a migraine, and he gets in, and his son is obviously just loving life, singing and high pitched, and the dad's so obviously sensitive to the noise, and he goes, "Shut up! You're terrible. You're not even a good singer." And the boy is a good singer. It's just because dad's in that, but that spell's already cast because that wee boy believes that, and
Yep.
that's the thing. As soon as you accept what that other person has said as a truth, that's when the spell is cast. But you
Right.
can rebounce that, and we'll get into that later. That you can say, no, that's not true. So yeah, that was it was like projecting once again, projecting onto people. So yeah, like
That comes down
especially
to the like,
don't,
don't take things personally. Right.
yeah,
The agreement number two. Don't take
yeah.
it personally. If somebody says to you, "Oh, you can't sing, your voice is garbage," and this and that,
Mhm.
no, they're just projecting the fact that they can't sing, and they're pissed off because they're stuck in a job that they hate, and they're bringing that hatred home with them and projecting their inability to enjoy life anymore.
Mm-hmm. And it's a shame because a lot of people do that. They come home and take it out on their kids, and like the spell is cast. That kid's going to be like quieter now, not feel as free, probably like sort of teetered about dad. And it is. It's the spell is cast,
Yep,
and for the rest of his life, he probably won't sing. I mean, not everybody, but it's just the wider picture of it, and
for
it's
sure.
hard not to take things personally. And basically, if somebody says something to you and you take it personally, that's because you've agreed with what they've said. So they've had a dig at you, but there's truth in it. And that's when you're like, whereas if you just once again bounce it off you and don't accept it as a truth, then
Yep.
it doesn't affect you. But it's easier said than done, James, isn't it?
Most definitely it is, and like I'm sure we all had the saying when we were kids, or a version of sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never, or names will never hurt me, or words will
I
never
hate
hurt
that
me.
saying.
And like that's so untrue. Like
I
if
know.
we know anything, bones heal, chicks dig scars, and glory lasts forever, right?
Wow.
And
I love that.
I totally stole that from a movie, but I love it. I think it's
Love
quite
that.
humorous.
That's great.
But
That's
we
great.
we know as a child that words hurt, because we're not taught to not allow words to hurt us. We're just told, oh, well, words can't
Yes.
really hurt you. But then
Hmm.
again, that generation of people that were teaching us those things, we're told to, keep your silence, keep your feelings to yourself. And,
Hmm.
women were getting abused in their homes by their partner, and it was okay because it wasn't spoken of. And it was
Yeah.
okay to be a closet alcoholic or a closet this or a closet that, because nobody spoke of it. So nobody could
Hmm.
learn from the
Hmm.
mistakes, right? Which is how we become
Absolutely.
better, is by learning from our mistakes. And I'm sure
Hmm.
we've had all of our parents, or we've said, if I have kids, I'm not going to do that my parents did, etc. Right?
Yeah, and then you hear yourself saying exactly the same as you heard your mum or dad say years ago, and you're like, oh, "Oops, I'm
Right?
becoming them," which isn't always a bad thing.
No.
There was something I was going to say about the personally one, and it's just went right on my head. It's fine. We'll carry on. I'm just going to jump into the comments to quickly see who's in the house. We've
Definitely.
got Gazgano in the house. Crazy Bunny's in the house. James Collins is in the house. Of course, please hit the like button on your way in and share far and wide. Help support the small wee channel. And some people might learn stuff from this tonight. Somebody could be like, oh, I've never heard of this. Buy the book, and like myself, it can completely change your lives. Hello to Shakesh from Healing the Silence. I
Right.
don't know why I
Or
put that one blue.
if you can't read, there are a lot of people out there that are unable to read. They have a bit of word knowledge to get them through life. But
Yeah.
if the idea is in your brain that you want to hear these words, like Zoe said, there's audiobooks out there.
Yeah.
And I encourage you to listen to audiobooks, whether it be the
Hmm.
Four Agreements or Alice in Wonderland, which is one of my favorite audiobooks, or I've recently been listening to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory as read
Wow.
by Eric Idle from Monty Python. And
Oh,
it's
nice.
so good, and it's on YouTube. So I like to listen to
Nice.
things like that. So if you can't read,
Nice.
check out audiobooks, my friends, because they're out there.
Yeah. Absolutely. And even not just the books. What I watched today is, do you ever watch the videos and it's people drawing? Like as they describe, there's a word for it, but as they're telling or describing stuff, somebody's actually sitting drawing, and it's great artwork, and they'll do the speech bubbles, and then
Yep.
it's on to the next one. And because of the way my brain is, I kind of need to see, listen, touch, do. Like I need to learn 4 different ways. I couldn't just sit and read a book or sit on a video. I need to do all. I need to read, video, what is it, visual, auditory, something else and something else.
Yep.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I highly recommend those wee videos, because if you're like me and slightly neurodivergent, it's just easier to take in the information because you're seeing it drawn. There
Yep.
is a word for that. I don't know if anybody in the comments can let me know that those videos, Oh, it'll come to me. Honestly, don't. I'm slightly hungover from yesterday, like I've said. I just want to say hi to Nikki Steads. That's a new name. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to see a
Awesome.
new name.
So glad that you're here, Nikki.
Oh, personally. Oh, do you know them personally? Do
I
you know
believe I
Nikki?
know them
Ah, nice one.
through another group, a group of
Awesome.
individuals. Yeah.
Yay, awesome. And the wonderful Catherine Hutton is in the house.
Oh,
You're
so
right,
glad you could
healing the
make it,
silence.
Catherine. And healing the silence, Shakesh, man. We're so glad you could be here with us, bro.
Absolutely, absolutely. And an opinion isn't a fact. That is correct, Shikesh. And I think
Yeah.
that's when you have to just discern from whatever's been said to you and brush it off, you know? But if it hurts, it's because there is a little bit of truth in it. So maybe it's something that you have to work on yourself with. Not you personally, Shikesh, I'm just saying in general. Teresa!
Right. And
It's been
Shakesh,
so
I
long
want to
since
say
I've
to
seen
you
you.
while you're watching that a good friend of mine was catching up and had watched the podcast with you and Zoe talking about closure. And she said that it was just really amazing and that you did a bang up job and that,
Oh,
well, it brought Zoe another subscriber or whatnot. But she said,
yay.
that she thought it was a great topic and that you did a great job explaining different reasons why it may be important or not. So,
Awesome. Oh, that's
yeah.
really good feedback, James. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's really good. Ace Cash, whoop whoop. We're smashing it. We're winning, as Dylan would say. Guys, Creed's Bunny, James, Nikki, Tease, and Kath, hope you're all well. So, yes, thank you everybody for joining us. It is a topic that I've kind of covered before, but I really like somebody to bounce off, James, because there's nothing better than two different opinions, views,
Yeah.
like which takes us on to one of the other ones actually, is don't make assumptions.
Right.
We've touched on this as well. I think we've literally covered these within different topics that we've done. And the don't
Definitely.
make assumptions was probably the biggest learning one for me because we all assume. We all do it. Oh, we'll assume to do that. Oh, we'll assume to do that. And
Yep.
then you're left feeling absolutely gutted because you've assumed the actions, behavior, of somebody that you don't know what kind of world they live in. We all live in different worlds.
Yeah,
And you
assumptions leads
say,
to lack of communication because you've already assumed, you've
mhm,
already made judgment of your own opinions based on your own thoughts,
yep,
etc. So definitely, assuming is like extremely toxic.
mhm, yep. And we all do it. And that's, in so many ways. Like mum, sorry, mother, if you're watching, but my mum's like, oh, certain situation. She's like, but I wouldn't do that. Or you would think that they wouldn't do that. And I'm like, but everybody's different, mum. The way that people see things, feel things, react on things. And yeah, I think this was the biggest one because I was very guilty of thinking that everybody was like me in the aspect of why are you not a nice person? Like I thought everybody would love animals, or like we think it's because you just assume that
Right.
everybody's going to react and be nice, and yeah, you can set yourself up for a fall when you assume things because you're going on say a date. Oh, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. We're very famous as humans to create scenarios in our brain, and it will be absolutely nothing like you think.
Right. Right. The
So we need to
assumption
drop
could
that.
lead to expectation,
Yes.
right? And expectation,
Yes.
and then your expectations don't get met, and you can use that as an opportunity to get angry or frustrated or upset, right?
And you just do it to yourself though. You're just winding yourself up. So that's another part of like I feel that these are all like protect your energy type things because if you put these into place in your life, literally you are protecting your energy from within and without. Out with people, environment, situations, and also within yourself because you're not speaking nasty to yourself. You're putting out a nicer vibration because you're not assuming you're doing your best. Yeah, they always do your best. A lot of people will be like, oh, well, obviously, but it's more of, see if you're in a situation that you're struggling and all you can do is your best. That's all you can do.
Yep.
Don't give up on things. Just try to do things the best you can. And that genuinely, pardon the pun, is the best that you can do. And you're
Right.
trying.
Yeah, your best today might not be what your best was yesterday. Maybe
Exactly. Yes.
yesterday your best was better than today's best, but it doesn't mean you can't still do today's best. That's
I
right.
like it.
Yeah.
Try saying that when you're drunk. Totally. I'm just going to, Catherine saying, judgment of others on assumptions is my biggest hate. It's better to ask rather than wonder. Absolutely. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with just asking, ask for a confirmation, have that communication, and then you're not going to be hurt. You're going to know where you stand with people. You're going to know what's happening. So yeah, I'm one of the best communicators, but when it comes to serious situations, I used to clam up because I think it was like fear of rejection or not wanting to upset people. Whereas now that I've got my boundaries out and all with the best intentions, I'm doing my best. I'm never making assumptions. I'm not taking things personally, and I'm trying my hardest to be impeccable with my word. I really want to stop swearing, but I think that's the Celtic blood in me. Just realised how much I swore on videos last night with Craig and I'm just like, oh no, and my TikTok one with the paddleboard. But I think it also depends. We've said this before, how you swear. If you're swearing at somebody, if you're carrying the energy of anger, whereas me, it's just like a fill-in word or an
Right.
expressive word.
Well, I've heard that sometimes that a cursing is a sign of intelligence.
All right, I'll
That
take
like
that.
the intelligent people, I mean, the it just gets kind of thrown in there
Yeah.
because their thoughts are going faster than their words can, right? So if they throw in the
Oh, that's
occasional
me.
curse word, it can slow things down and give their brain time to catch up with their mouth, or vice versa,
ADHD,
right?
ADHD. That makes all sense. Yep. Makes fucking sense. No, I'm only joking. I'm just taking the
What
piss.
I find what I find really fascinating about these four agreements is how much of it I have come across in reading about Stoicism from ancient
Ooh,
philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca and Epictetus, and these people
nice.
that were alive 2,000 years ago, which was still like after these Aztec people, right?
Mhm,
So I think it comes from a real place of understanding, which I
mhm,
think they talk about in the Four Agreements.
mhm,
And the more we have an understanding of our own thoughts and emotions and how we're personally responsible for them, even if other people seem to trigger that emotion of anger or frustration or happiness or sadness, it's all, to me, that's all a sign that we're still uncomfortable with ourselves at some level. If we're
yeah,
allowing any type of emotion to be brought onto us by other people, it means that we
mhm,
still have a connection to them and with them, which I think is a good thing. If we don't have
mhm,
connections with the people around us, then
mhm.
what's the sense of being here? You know?
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
uh,
And
yeah, I
going
don't
back
know.
to the
A lot of
the
thoughts floating
impeccable with
around, and it might
the
make sense.
yeah, I feel it's linked to I don't know. I see what you mean. It's obviously very spiritual as well because it's all about being open. Um, I feel that the impeccable with your word one, once I looked into that one a wee bit more, it was also the victim mentality. So if you're like, no, life's shit, oh, nothing's going my way. I can't get a job. I can't get a girlfriend, boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get that because you're literally not only manifesting it with the power of your words, but you're giving out that vibes. You
Yeah,
know that we all have shit times and shit days and past and whatever, but it really is up to us
yeah.
to change that. You know,
It is. It is.
and
It's like I watched this video of like different scenarios of how people meet people, etc. And like a confident, unconfident person, like a person with fake confidence, would say, go up to a lady that they'd like to go have a beverage with or something, and they'd be like, "Hey, you seem like a really cool person. I'd like to go have a beverage with you. But if you don't want to, it's okay." Like they're
mhm,
already giving this
mhm.
person an out. So,
Exactly,
right? Don't
exactly.
have confidence with your own self to be impeccable with your word to yourself, as well as the people around you, because lying to yourself is way worse than lying to other people. Like, lying's wrong, like
Yeah,
being
absolutely.
disgenuine and being dishonest, right? And people are
Mhm,
like, well, there's different levels and little white lies don't hurt people. Well, they
mhm.
do, because it shows
Yeah,
that you have a dishonest trait. And if I can't believe you about that, why should I believe you about anything else?
exactly. Exactly.
Right?
It's like a a fake bit in you sort of thing, isn't it? Absolutely. Yeah, like I don't know. It's something I think the four agreements should literally be taught in school. Um, like I don't know. I just feel everybody should try and integrate this somehow into their lives. A lot of people ask me where to start on a spiritual journey, or how to become more spiritual. I would literally, this is one of the first things I would give them or offer them is to read the Four Agreements, because
Yeah.
I just feel it's getting in tune with yourself. It's taking the programming away that we've had, be quiet and don't speak and you're rubbish and you're crap. And so we're able to just be ourselves, not taking things personally, being impeccable with our word and not making assumptions. Um, I think people be like, well, you're always doing your best, but are you? Like, challenge yourself. Could you do a little bit better to better yourself? Could you go to the gym a wee bit more or drink a little bit less, a little bit more alcohol? No, Zoe, that was last night. Drink a little bit less alcohol. Yes, thank God when the festival's over, I tell you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
If you're
digress.
trying to lose weight, right? If you're trying to lose weight, eat one less cookie.
I've stopped eating. I stopped making cookies because remember, I was making cookies. I was making shortbread. I was making everything, and then it sits there. And obviously, I'm like, Dylan, have some. And he's like, yeah, and he doesn't. And then I'm like, but I made it, so I'll just eat them. So I've stopped baking.
Okay.
Simply stopped baking. I've stopped buying sweeties, and I've now got a fruit bowl. So when I've got that little, oh, I need a bit of sugar, I go and get a mandarin or a satsuma, because it's like opening sweeties because you're opening the peel
Yep.
and then you're getting your sweetness and it's
Okay.
all good. And yeah, that does me.
I'm gonna
That
say
does
it's
me.
good to like maybe not spend money and buy those sweets and those treats, and the fruit's a great idea. But stopping baking, what I heard there was you're a quitter.
Oh.
You're a quitter. You quit baking. So there, the whole community should know that Zoe's a quitter and she
No, do
can't
you know
finish
what?
what she started.
You're right. You're right. I need to work on my willpower. I started baking healthier things like banana and walnut, but you're
Yep.
still putting so much butter in and you're still putting loads of sugar in. Well, brown sugar. Um, but yeah, I've just started to make better. But you know what? It's funny. I'm sitting giggling because I was bored the other night. I don't get bored. I was on my phone and I went and ordered myself like one of those big, huge bags of sweets. They're like 1.5 kg or something for
Oh,
20 quid.
geez.
And oh God. And I forgot. I went to the dentist yesterday and she's like, not very happy with my teeth, but that's a different story. So I was like, yeah, stop eating sweeties. And then today the big box came and I was like, oh shit. Oh
Yeah.
shit. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've had a handful. That's it. A
Good.
handful a week.
It's a treat, man. You like you say,
I went to the
balance,
gym.
right?
Yeah.
Balance,
Yeah.
balance, balance. And I'm
Yeah.
working on it. Balance is a difficult one for me because I look out my window and I'm like, oh, there's work I could be doing. There's work I'm
Yes.
blessed I get to do, right?
True. True.
I could be
Yeah.
an invalid or incapable of going out there into the yard and working on the
Mm-hmm.
gardens, etc. So, and I mean, I take my naps in the afternoons because if I don't, I'm just completely wiped out. And sometimes nature just does like today. It started raining in the middle of the night and it's going to rain on and off all day today. That forces
Mm-hmm.
me inside. It forces me away from the mucky garden
Good.
because you don't want to walk on your gardens when the ground is that wet because it compresses soil and light
No, that's
fluffy.
good. I mean, you work your ass off, James. Every summer, like, yeah. And the thing is, all winter, you're not the complete opposite, but it just shows you that we need the winter, or you would just be working, working, working. We need that winter to just, I think we're so programmed to constantly be busy and constantly be doing stuff that
Yeah.
we don't realize that the winter is literally for hibernation. Like humans are meant to hibernate. I'm not talking about going in a fetal position for like a few months, but literally just wind it back.
Yeah.
You know, be home, make soup and just bread and stuff,
Basket
healthy
weaving,
stuff. Yeah,
basket weaving was something that they would do.
crochet.
Right. Well, crocheting, I think, took over that instinctual making of things because I believe like the long grasses would get harvested in the late fall, right? And then they
Yeah,
would get stockpiled. And in the winter times, in when you're bored, it would be like, well, we got to weave baskets because we need
right.
baskets to harvest the
Yeah,
mushrooms and the
yeah.
fruits and the nuts that they find, etc. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
like last winter, I got into house renovations, right? And my friend Mitch has been by a few times this summer, and he goes, "Hey, man, I got a few hours this weekend. I could pop over and we'll do some more drywall repair." And I was like, "No, no, no,
Yep.
no." I was like, "That sounds like a winter job to me, buddy." Like,
Totally, absolutely. Well, there is there's your summer jobs and winter jobs. You're not going to like paint a shed in the winter or whatever, and that's why I like to see you so busy in the summer because I kind of know that the winter's just like a boom. But you've got to have that balance through the summer as well, and not rely just on the winter because by the time the winter's going to come, you're going to have like zero immune system, and
right. And you
absolutely
see the
done.
amount
And
of
then
baking I do in the winter time.
yeah,
And
yeah, I love that.
most of that food now, I eat it. I'm eating cake, I'm eating cookies, and I'm putting on those extra pounds. And I say to myself, as I'm putting on the weight and I'm looking a little chubby, and I was like, you know what? This is completely okay because by the time
Good.
summer's here, you're going to be
Exactly.
outside, you're going to be busting your hump, burning these extra
Yep.
calories that you're not going to
Yep.
be fully replacing. And,
Yep.
right?
Absolutely.
So,
Because you're out and about. That's what I mean. That is, it's that wee balance. You can sit, you can eat, you can be merry, and then you can just work it off all the rest of the spring and the summer.
yeah,
That's what I feel.
that's
Shocking.
right.
Eh? Not that I do much. Like, not that I've been a lot more active this summer, which has been great. But the weather's been absolutely diabolical in Edinburgh, Scotland. Like I think the
Right.
whole UK. And
The
your weather's
rain.
been pretty shit too.
Oh, well, it's good for the gardens, though, in that sense, other than the heat.
True.
Like I had a lot of tomato
True.
blossoms just fall off, and that's part of the too much heat and
Tomato.
humidity or whatnot. But they're coming back now. But the
Good.
rain actually, I wanted to say something to our group of people here that about rain triggered the thought. And it's so living in the past and things that regrets that we have, etc., and carrying that with us and burdening ourselves with those in today when it happened yesterday or last week or last month or last year or 10 years ago,
Mhm.
etc., is like wearing
Mhm.
a raincoat today with big galoshes and the big rain hat because it
Yep.
rained yesterday.
Yep. I like that.
Right?
True.
So
That's a
it
good
might
way
be
of looking at it.
beautiful and sunny outside today, and you should be wearing a mini skirt and or a sundress, and guys should be out there in their board shorts and no shirt if they can, or as less of a shirt as possible because the heat sucks, right?
Yep.
But
Yep.
instead of enjoying today or the possibility of today dressing like that, you just are like, well, rained yesterday, so I'm gonna put on my raincoat and I'm going to go out there and enjoy it. So I
Mhm.
hope that little analogy, and I heard it from somewhere else, and I'm paraphrasing it, but I hope that helps somebody heal a little bit more. That they don't carry
Mhm.
the burden from yesterday today, because you know what? It's not raining today. So
No, exactly.
throw that raincoat away because you may never need it again if you learned from the mistakes and etc. That maybe there were mistakes you made, maybe there were mistakes that were
Mhm.
made towards you, but
Mhm.
now that person or people aren't there, they can't influence you anymore. They if you allow them to keep burdening you, it's like wearing the raincoat when it's not raining.
Mhm. Yep. And I had a friend, that's a brilliant, I love that actually, that you can actually picture that. I had a friend who was going through a really crap time at home. She needed to leave her partner and get her own place. But she would always come round with this huge handbag. And I'd be like, do you really need to bring that with you? Oh, it's got everything in it. It's got everything. And I'm like, but you've just left your house to come here. Like, you're not going camping or that. But it literally would have her diary or what, like, and she didn't even go into her bag. But as she healed, because I made her see this is emotional baggage. You're literally carrying around old letters, birth certificates, death certificates. It was her whole life in a bag. So I was like, just start leaving a little bit at home, like all of it, and just bring what you need. And it was mad. Over like about 18 months, the bag got like lighter and lighter and smaller. And now she just comes round with like her phone and her keys. And I'm like, see? And she's in a brilliant place. So it's funny that
Awesome.
you can physically, literally carry around baggage as you're going through stuff like that. Oh, here's Corinne. Hello, everybody.
Awesome. So glad you made it. So
Thank you for joining and
that about
subscribing.
carrying the baggage. Uh, so one of my all-time favorite movies is Fight Club.
Oh, nice.
Because there's some lines in there that we can actually learn a lot from. And at the very near the beginning, they're sitting in a bar, and he goes, "Oh man, like I had nice suits and I had nice shoes, and like my apartment was really coming together, and like I really felt like I had a sense of me." And then
Yeah.
Tyler Durden looks at him and he's like, "Oh shit, now it's all gone." You know, he's like,
Well,
and later in the movie, he's
hey,
like, "Why do you think I blew up your house?" You know, he goes, "You got to let this shit go. Your possessions are possessing you." Possession,
wow,
right? Spiritual
it's true.
possession, magic,
Yep,
sorcery,
yep,
you're
yep,
possessed. So
yep.
let it go. Let it go. Like I say, the
Hmm.
only thing in my house that I give two shits about is lunchbox.
I knew you were going to say that. Yep, the dog. That's what I said in my head. I was
You
like, the dog.
know? Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
the more you've got to, the more you can lose. You
right.
know, we don't need stuff.
Right.
You
And
know,
what
we're
if
all
say like this
programmed.
amazing life opportunity came up for me and someone was like, "Yo, we found this awesome tribe of people in Asia or Africa or just somewhere where there's tribal people still, and they're like,
Hmm.
they've accepted you to come and just be part of their community where you can just farm for the rest of your life and be part of a
Amazing.
people's that cares about one another, and all they care about is providing for each other today because tomorrow might not happen." Man, I'd be out of
Exactly.
here. I would just be like, "I could
Absolutely.
bring my dog, right?"
Totally. They're like, we eat dog. Yum. No, I'm only joking. Yeah, I would do that. I would go off the grid in
Well,
a flash.
this it's like in the Hobbit movie. These hobbits are not for eating, kind of thing. Like this dog is
Yeah.
not for eating. You can eat the other dogs. I get it. It's part of some culture to eat some dogs, but they're
No,
not eating the
no.
dog you've been petting on the couch for 10 years.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. We're not getting a conversation about people eating animals, or I'll just start crying.
Right, right.
Yeah, no, that's such a thing for me because the thing is, we eat cows
Yeah.
and
And
pigs and
cows are
stuff,
cute.
and yeah, and they're such sentient beings. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're just like big dogs.
My
Do you know what I
favorite food is pork, and pigs are smart as dogs. You can train pigs to do
mean?
all kinds of stuff, right? But the
Yeah.
same thing is, I'm not eating someone's pet pig that's been raised as part of the family.
I know. It's like people that have far or like a few chickens and then they have the chickens around the kids and the kids get a bond with it and then they're like, that's what you're eating tonight. That's one way to make a child a vegetarian, which could be a good thing. But yeah, I think we should all learn where our food comes from as well. I think you should be like, I never ate chicken for 6 years, I think it is, because in Israel, when I was about 7, I think, my uncle took me to the chicken slaughter factory because he thought I would like it. And oh my God, like what I seen completely ruined me. And I love chicken. And I was like, no, they were, oh, no, 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 you don't take a child to that. Well, no, there you go. Maybe we should. It's like what Jamie Oliver done in the UK. I don't know if you know about this, James. Um, Jamie Oliver's obviously a chef, and he was trying to get better school meals into schools. So rather than like your processed smiley faces and just crap that they were getting. So they'd done this program, and they actually brought on the animals and killed the animals on the telly and showed you exactly how they make the mince. And my friend Heather's still a vegetarian from that about 15 years ago.
Wow.
But I think we all need to know because it's presented to us as something that's just, but if we
Well,
knew
I
that
read
actually, and I'm not a veggie, I'm not a
plants have
vegetarian, I'm just saying,
plants have feelings. Plants
yeah,
have
but some
feelings. Plants have blood and veins, and when you cut a plant, it
yeah,
bleeds,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I
And
know.
just because we can't
With you.
hear the vibrational energy of the plant, vegetarians and nothing against it, man. Eat what you need to eat. I believe that we all had a soul
Aye,
contract when we came here to Earth to experience
it's all,
being humans. I believe that pigs that were eating had a contract. They knew they were going to get a food source before they came to Earth. I believe that grass chose to be grass. And you guys can all think I'm crazy if you want to. You know
no,
what? This
I
is my
totally,
life, and these are my
totally,
beliefs. I won't judge you for your beliefs to the best of my ability. I try to love
mhm.
every human being, and I try to pray to many gods because it allows me to carry less judgment towards all people that I meet in life. Do I
Oh,
carry judgment? Of course I do,
I like
because we
that.
can't. We're not perfect, right?
No, and exactly. Like, I totally agree with the soul contract thing, and that we all come here for our life lessons and to learn. And you never know, like that pig that you're eating might have been a right beastard in a last life who kicked a pig to death, and now he's had to come back as a pig and then get eaten by a human.
Right.
Yeah, my imagination's wild.
I
But
think
yeah,
that
that's
kind
how
of
soul
falls
journeys work.
into the karma more than soul
Aye.
contracts.
Well,
But
yeah, 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 true. But
right,
you're still coming back for it. You're still coming back for it. Because I think it was Dolores Cannon said that
brilliant woman.
if you're like nasty to a disabled person, or you're coming back and you're going to be in a wheelchair your next life,
Yeah,
because you need to live that to learn not to be like that to people that are vulnerable through something that wasn't their cause. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
In fact, I'll try and find that clip for our next one.
I actually believe
We
that
should chip
that
in.
that we are that person
I
that
don't know
we're
if
being
we
mean
can.
to, and if we had a deeper understanding of we are all people, we are all humans, like it says in the egg. You know that.
Yes.
So if I'm being mean to a homeless person on the street, I actually am that homeless person on the street that I'm being mean to right
Yeah.
now in a different
Yeah.
timeline. And I think it's helped me try to be a more understanding human being. That
Yeah.
if I treat a person with anger, I'm treating myself with anger. And if I treat a person with disrespect, I'm disrespecting myself. And if I am
Hmm.
dishonest to another human being, then I'm lying to myself. And you know what? I refuse to lie to myself anymore. I'm going to
Good.
be who I'm going to be.
Yep.
And I stop caring. If there's not people in my life because people don't want to be around me, that's fine. That's
They're
their
not meant.
choice in life. I'm going to continue living my life to the best of my ability to live in the highest vibration that I can.
Good.
And not so that I can feel I'm better than anyone else, and so that I can feel better about myself.
About yourself. Exactly. Exactly. People are here for seasons, reasons, or a lifetime. And if people are suddenly not in your life, then there's a reason for that. And it's always for the best reason. I don't know. It's like you say, I don't do anything. You know me, I'm like, I don't do anything with ego. You've got to have a bit ego to go on YouTube and speak about stuff and do that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Definitely.
We've got to have ego to survive slightly. But I do my whole channel just for like, so that we can have wee chats like this, so that other people can maybe be like, oh, I might try that. Or, oh, James like said something the other day, because I've learned so much from you. I'm really looking forward to the spiritual panel one that we've got coming up with me, you, Craig, and wee fat Shug.
It's
I
going to be
can't
so good.
divine masculines in the house, and then wee me. So that's going to be fantastic. I've totally forgot what date it is. Right now, I've got my
The
diary right
20
here.
Saturday, the 24th, I believe.
It is Saturday, the 24th at 6 p.m. I do have the link up and the thumbnail. I've just had it unlisted because I needed to confirm with everybody that that was going to be fine. But yeah, I think now that everybody's confirmed, I can possibly make that a live link. And I've also, and I know we're not at the end of the show, but please don't forget that we've got only cans because
Yes.
Craig will go mental if I don't mention it. So yeah, of course, we've got only cans on the 17th, which is next Saturday, and we will be reviewing Bert Stallander's massive mega book. Have you seen the size of this? Like, I had to meet Craig yesterday, and I had loads of my equipment in my bag, my tripod and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I need to take this bloody book up to him. And I was like, see if I don't meet him, I'll have to. I cannot describe the size of this book, but it's needed, but that's all I'm going to say because I'm going to explain more on part 6 of Only
Just gonna shut my
Cans.
camera off and have part of a smoke here, but I'm still here.
How dare you? And on Sunday, I have got my big cat stream. So what I'm going to be doing is I've found a lot of reports and evidence of big cat sightings in Scotland and the UK, but I've not went through them all because I want to go through them all with you because I think it'll just be a good giggle. So yeah, that's on Sunday. Can't mind what time. Whilst you're there, can you explain now the Toltec tribe that literally came up with these 4 agreements? They were from 950 to 1150 CE. What does that mean?
CE, I think, is like before Christ's inception.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm guessing.
I'm gonna Google it. I hate Google, but I'm gonna do it.
Because I
Gonna do
don't
it.
think they call it BC before. It used to be like BC and AD, right? Before Christ and after death. But I think they might have changed that.
Common era. Or eh? Right. No. Sorry. No, that is dates. Right. CE stands for oh I forgot I can share my screen, you don't it? Wait, hold on a wee second. There we go. Unless I've looked up the wrong thing, because it is me. CE stands for Common or Current Era, whilst BCE stands for Before the Common or Current Era. Or is that? No, but it says dates. These abbreviations have a shorter history than BC and AD, although they still date from at least the early 1700s.
Okay,
That makes
so that's from
absolutely no
like
sense to me.
1100 years ago.
No, because this is like 950 to 1150 CE.
Current.
Wait a minute, let me find it. Is it here?
Well, I think that would make sense if they were preceded by the Aztecs, and the Aztecs were like what 5,000 years ago.
I suppose actually, yeah. I'm thinking we've been around a lot longer than that. Don't know.
Right.
No, that's all good. That's fine. And I did find 30 of the best quotes out of that, so we can go through some of them if you like as well. So yeah, I've covered that we've got Big Cat Stream on Sunday, Only Cans on the 17th, and we have got the 24th. We have got a spiritual panel with James, Craig from Only Cans, Wee Fat Shug, and myself. So yeah, that is going to be so interesting. I think we're going to get a lot of topics and just literally pick a topic and just go with the flow because
Yeah, I
that's the
don't
way
know
we
if you
roll.
seen in the Telegram the other day. I said that Craig should start a microbrewery, brewing beer, and no
Okay.
bottled beer, only cans.
Oh, I like that. I like that. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're going to get some merch going. Just a couple of hoodies. So I'll do a wee competition because I don't like charging people for stuff. So I'll do a competition and I'll give one away. And I had the Only Cans cups coming as well, but they cost way too much. I didn't realise the order that I made had a 60% off. So I was like, oh, they're dead cheap. I'll order like another 20 and it worked out like £8 a cup. And I was just like, nah, I'm not like, no, they were tiny wee cups. But all
So
good,
I'm going
all
to make
good.
a play
Yeah,
on words. I'm going to make a play on these sentences. So I'm going to be impeccable with my word and remind our viewers how much I love you. I want you to take that personally, even though you're not supposed to take anything personally. I want you to personally take how much I love you. And I
really.
And I want you to assume that I will always love you, even when you make mistakes and do things that you know that you probably shouldn't do. It's okay. We're not perfect because you're always going to do your best.
Well done, you. Well done, you. Well, see, it's early in the day for you. I love it because your energy is always so high and you're so sharp. And it's like pure after tea time for me. And I'm like, oh, no, I love that. Well done, you. Yeah, I think if anybody can take away anything, it's just generally being nicer to yourself, to others, those around you, your physical body, your mental body, your spiritual body, accepting that there is like, it doesn't say it's a book, but accept that you do have spiritual guides, and not everybody that's into things like this are spiritual, but we do. It doesn't stop you have spirit guides, and ask them for a little bit help. Zoe taught a karmic lesson. What? 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 Ah! Sorry, my screen just went all weird.
I think
I
that
didn't
that's
see that.
the comment is probably from when you were talking about,
Oh,
if you
I
pick
think
a
I've
pig,
just.
you come back as a pig that gets eaten.
Oh, aye, that's right. Yes, that's right. That's what she guesses. I feel like those who are genuine, they heal their karma when they learn the lessons and then they grow. But those who die without learning and growing, they continue to experience the same karma. I agree. I think we're all going to keep coming back until we're like enlightened. Do you get me? I'm not
Well,
talking like we're all like floating about like a yogi, like enlightened in the aspect of we realize it's just all love and authenticity. That's like the highest vibration and be true to ourselves. And yeah, well, people are kind of wait for the streams like that. I'm really, really looking forward to the big cat one. I think it's because
I think
I've
it's fascinating. I think it's fascinating. The amount of sightings of the big cats in Scotland, for them to not have some
unbelievable.
kind of geological or geographical survey out there, people looking for them.
hmm
Like,
hmm And the map as well, it's like just all the Highlands has got the most sightings, and the Highlands is huge.
yeah.
I mean, they could hide easily and
And
just
you've
keep
got
breeding,
red deer,
basically.
right? You've got red mule deer
Yeah,
type
yeah, yeah,
creatures there. So, like, they have
yeah.
food.
That's from earlier when you spoke about the pig eye, right? Sorry. I'm actually feeling better now. Like my hangover was getting worse and worse and worse, and I forced myself to the gym. And I'm so proud that I forced myself to the gym. I had some Celtic salt and some lemon water, and I went to the gym. And then about half an hour into the class, I was like, nah, nah, I'm going to be sick. I was like, I'm either going to be sick or I'm going to pass out. I was like, no, I just can't. So I'm a wee bit gutted. It's the first time that I've ever had to leave the gym early, but it's just proved to me, like, don't drink. Just lowers your vibrations, man. It's just messed my whole day. So yeah, I learned big life lesson. But I had such a good night. I could have done it without alcohol because it was a good night. So you don't need alcohol to have fun.
No,
And
but
just
I
yeah.
mean, if your consumption of alcohol isn't hurting anybody, you're not paying your bills are paid, you have nutritious
Mhm.
food, you're not doing without other things, and you had a few extra alcoholic beverages so that you have a bit of a hangover the next day, you still did your shit. You still
Yeah.
got up and showered, and you're a little bit slow
Oh, aye.
moving and a little bit groggy. So, like, don't be so harsh on yourself because you had a good time.
And this is why I love you, James. This is why I love you.
That's how
No,
that's
no.
how the alcohol is lowering your vibration because you're allowing it to. You're giving the
Oh,
alcohol the power to be like, oh well, I should never do this again. So then you're setting yourself up for failure. That if you do it again, you can repeat the behavior of, oh, I said I was never going to do this again, and be more abusive towards yourself. I will not stand for that, my sister.
no, but do you know what's funny? And I was sitting waiting because I was in the shower and I was like, right, cleanse away all that lower energy and stuff. And I could feel that I was just a bit, I felt like I had like a lead suit on. And then this drum and bass song came in the shower. And I swear to God, I was like, raise those vibrations. So I just pure went on a big mad dance and lifted my vibrations. And I was like, right, that's it. Let's go. Let's do this. And then
Yeah.
I did. And I'm here and we're doing it. And we're nearly finished because we're at 50 minutes anyway. Um, unless like I just feel that we've covered most of the main points of it, and I think people just need to maybe investigate themselves, because what resonates for me and you might not resonate for somebody else. And there'll be certain bits in the book, because it does go in depth. It does give a lot of examples of how saying things and stuff like that. So yes,
Right.
I definitely think you should get it. I'd be happy if I go out more than twice a year. Kath, I went from being a hermit to going out twice this week, which is a bit mad.
I'm going out
But
tomorrow
that
night to see that comedian, stand-up comedy guy, because my buddy Sterling had bought tickets
nice.
for him and his wife's friends are going or something like that as well. And he's unable to
Sorry.
go because he has to leave for work so early Monday morning. So they offered me the ticket. They're going to pick me up and bring me. Wait, that's Sunday.
Brilliant.
So I'm really
Oh, that's
excited about
good.
that.
That's going to be brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got buy one get one free, because it's Edinburgh Fringe Festival just now in Edinburgh. So it's absolutely crazy, but it's brilliant. The vibe is just wow. Um, and yeah, 2 for 1, because it is pricey. Like, it's very expensive to be in your own city, because all the prices go up, even food and just yeah. It's crazy. So 2 for 1 tickets, and I think my next night out is going to be February, because I'm going to see Paul Smith, who's a big comedian. So
nice.
yeah, that's it. I'm grounding myself until February.
Yeah, and that's
And
unless
yeah,
I just show up in Scotland in October.
huh?
I said that's unless I just show up in Scotland in October.
Oh, you should, mate. Oh my God, can you imagine?
If
You'd like
September,
phone
if
me.
September's a good month for me, I'm considering maybe coming for a week.
Oh, you should, James.
Yeah,
Please.
yeah. I
Could
just
take you
need
to
September
Mayfair.
to be a really blessed month for me, and I need all the work to be done so that I can have enough money to
Totally.
go and just be okay, right?
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
yeah,
Oh, that's okay, Shug. That's okay. There's Shug that's coming on the panel. He can't chat because he's got visitor. That's all right. We'll let you off.
yeah.
Thanks for
This
commenting.
once,
We know you're here. We know
this
you're always here
once.
in school anyway. Hey, oh, Nikki loves Paul Smith. Oh, I think he's hilarious. So yeah, Craig got his tickets. It's so funny. It was sold out, and then he's like, "I've got his tickets," and I was like, "No way have you got his tickets, Craig." So he sent me them, and he's like, "I've got his tickets." Oh, I looked at the date. I was like, "Craig, it's 2025, mate." He's like, "What?" So he didn't realize. I was like, "So we've waited like literally about 18 months for this to happen, and it's not even February yet." See, there you go. That's how excited I am. Like, I
Yeah,
cannot wait. It's going to be brilliant.
awesome.
And we've got front seats, not very front, but quite close to the front, and he picks on the audience. So yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
That's what I
Yeah,
heard
Paul
about the
Smith's
guy
crowd
that I'm
work is
going to
amazing.
see. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but apparently he's one that picks at the crowd and like feeds off
hmm
the crowd. And I was like, oh, this is going to be
hmm
good, you know?
hmm I'll share a couple of links on the Telegram group, and I'll show you who he is, because you'll get it. He's funny. He's really, really good. Right, we're at 50. Oh, it was 53, 53. I love that. Before we get to the hour, we shall say goodbye. But as always, James, you are the most amazing man to finish with amazing words on every stream we do. So I'm going to leave it to you.
Right. Because I have the three things written down that I did not want to
I
forget.
love it.
So
I love it.
start becoming aware of your harmful agreements, right? Because we've
hmm
all made them and they will
hmm
continue to follow us and affect us on a daily basis until we can be aware of them and change the
hmm
patterns. Um, and the power of forgiveness. And remember, we've talked about this on more than one podcast. Forgiveness is not about forgiving your abusers or the people that have harmed you or you've allowed to bring chaos into your life. Forgiveness is about forgiving yourself for not knowing better or not being strong enough or not being wise enough. And now you are strong
Absolutely.
enough and wise enough because you've escaped those situations and no longer have that chaos with you. So you can hang up the raincoat, right? And just remember that
Brilliant.
each day could be your last. And
Yeah,
remind the people
absolutely.
that are around you that you care about them. And it doesn't need to be by words. The right love language is different for all of us. It could be just a wink that you give your neighbor, or it could be a blown kiss to the bus driver, or it could be any of these things. And try to do one random act of kindness to a complete stranger, right?
Nice. I
Just
like
those
that.
simple things. Try to
Yep.
change the vibration of the world, people. We can do it. I believe in every one of you.
Absolutely.
Believe in every one of you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Amazing man that you are, James. Honestly, I wish you the best, and we'll definitely hook up for the spiritual panel, which I can't wait for. That's going to be just such divine masculine energy on that panel. It's going to be good. It's going to be spicy because we're all very different.
Yeah.
James, you really should. I'd love to catch up with you on your travels. If you want to, I'll look forward to visiting my home country now and again. What, are you for Canada? Oh, you mean Scotland because you live in England?
Oh, Catherine's from
Catherine,
England.
yeah, Kath lives in England, but she used to live in Scotland.
Right.
She used to live
I
where
mean,
I live.
England's not that far from Scotland. Aren't you guys on
No,
the same island?
yeah, and
Right.
there's trains.
Yeah.
I'll come
So,
down and give you a wee
like,
wave.
if I come if I come to hang out for a week, maybe Zoe, you and I will hop on a train and we'll go to England and get fish and chips or something. Even though I don't want to,
Aye,
their chips look like garbage, but their fish looks amazing. Like
yeah,
the
fish is
chips need
good.
to be refried for about another 7 minutes. When I look at them,
Yeah,
they look like
yeah,
half-cooked
yeah.
potatoes.
And
Uh,
You want East Coast fish because you know that it's going to be quite fresh.
yeah,
So yeah, that would be good actually. Yay, James! Oh my God, I think that'd be so funny because I know what you're like. You wouldn't tell me, and then you just be like, "Yeah, Zoe, I'm in your
yeah,
garden."
yeah. I would just like I just
Like,
like
what?
I'd video call you from the airport or something. I'd be like, so I'm like in Edinburgh and I don't really know where I'm supposed to
Him,
go.
bro.
You know, I'd end up
Yep.
in some sketchy tenement buildings pretending I'm in Train Spotting 3. You know,
No, don't worry. If you're coming to mine, you literally will be in Trainspotting 3.
yeah, it'll be great.
Think you get a big shock. You'll be like, all right, nah, it's
I
not that bad
definitely, if
yet.
I
It's not
come to
that bad.
Scotland, I want to walk up that hill that they walk up in the movie.
Arthur Seat.
I
Arthur
guess
Seat.
so.
It's a extinct volcano.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah, we'll
don't go
do
to
that.
Scotland and not walk that
Some
hill
like
if you're a Train Spotting fan, right? So,
no, Craig and I were actually. He asked me a couple of weeks ago if I wanted to go up Arthur Seat. We were going to do some footage and content up there actually. So yeah, now we'll definitely go up there, and it's a nice walk up.
yeah,
I was up there looking for the Northern Lights one night, which never arrived. But yeah, it's a good walk. I mean, it's a big walk, but if it's a nice day, you got
yeah,
good boots on. It's great. Great for the old lungs, you know.
that's it. You take off your shoes and you do it barefoot.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely, and not with
that's
your
it.
Crocs on, so absolutely. So yeah, that'll be exciting. That'll be exciting when two worlds collide from my living room.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
be funny. Eh? We should
Live
just
stream,
surprise
right?
people like, hey, that'd be fabby. Be fabby. Right, let's do this. I am going to love you and leave you all. I will see you on Sunday for the Big Cat stream. See you next week for Early Canes.
Make sure to hit
And
that like,
on
share, and subscribe, comment
yes,
after the
yes,
stream. We love you all.
yes. We love you all. We love you.
Tonight it's quite a show with Craig and Zoe on the go. They'll guide you through each dark old tale with jokes and laughter never stale. They'll check out Maddie, John, and Nate, reviewing books in their own way. With every twist and every clue, they keep it light but stick like glue. Pour a drink, sit back with us. On Only Cans we make a fuss. True crime's grim, but we can find a way to soothe your curious mind. Fake Maddie lookalikes you'll see. We giggle at the wannabe. Each episode's a wild fun ride with Craig and Zoe by your side. From theories old to brand new shades, discussing all the wild charades. With clever quips and witticisms, jazzy tunes, no isms, just rhythms. Pour a drink, sit back.